cheers, gentlemen. Welcome to the Pizza Talk series, Hartford, Connecticut. We're here at beautiful Sorella, downtown Hartford. So happy that they're willing to host us today. And we have a very esteemed guest today, Mr. Frank Sentner, who has joined us for our little video podcast today.
And how would we describe Frank? Like the chairman of insurance technology for Hartford, Connecticut? Like
the go-to.
If I was chairman, it would be emeritus.
Chairman Emeritus, I like it even better. We'll get those business cards printed up.
Yeah.
So Frank, thank you so much for joining us today. We have a lot of fun with this event. As you know, we like to make our way around the city of Hartford, frequenting different pizza places, different establishments, and bringing great guests in like yourself. So really appreciate you joining us today.
I'll tell you that I've worked on systems for many, many years that we didn't even support like true renewal quoting. Like typically you would just, you would see like an indication at a renewal and go straight on to the renewal.
Sure.
But you're saying that there's a level of negotiation.
Well, I think it's done this way.
Right.
Yeah. Because we're not talking artificial intelligence here.
Exactly.
We're talking real intelligence.
Yeah.
This is what we're about to lose, and just look in the trades, and you'll see ads everywhere for underwriters, everywhere. All
To hire
the
them?
carriers to hire them because they're all retiring. I mean, last year saw a huge reduction in the number of people, senior people who just said, "That's it, I'm done."
There's a trust factor.
Mm-hmm.
The carrier knows this agency sends me good stuff. I give them good stuff back. We have a very symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Now underwriter decides to retire. There's none of that. None of that's been codified. That relationship's been codified to say, okay, so the next person stepping in, that next underwriter, how do they step in and be successful in that? Or can they?
Even if we assume that there was a real knowledge transfer, and we're talking about commercial lines here, and even though underwriters tend to specialize by, sort of class of business,
Sure.
the number of variables that you're dealing with as a human being are astronomical, absolutely unbelievable. And so they may have encountered this, situation twice in the last 3 years, okay? How are they going to transmit that piece of knowledge that they reflexively know how to deal with to a new person who comes in?
So Frank, that's a really interesting point. So that tends to happen historically via the relationship between that agency and that underwriter, right?
Right.
So we talked a little bit before about underwriters moving out the door, retiring, going to different companies, right? So
It's happening.
So where are they left? There's not tools in place for them to have that level of communication. It's all ingrained within the knowledge of the underwriter, within the agency.
Right.
As those relationships start to get fragmented, like how are they going to manage this?
Well, and I've been listening to people talk about underwriting workstations, for 20 years.
Yep.
Okay? How do we get the knowledge out of the underwriters' heads and into an intelligent system that can codify that so that the next person coming along, picking up from this experienced underwriter has at least at their disposal all the benefit of that wisdom that's been accumulated. It hasn't been done. It really hasn't. And agents become then the buffer for the new underwriter in that they're doing a lot of the underwriting work for them.
Do your agents see an ease of doing business with carriers because of all that fancy data? Is the pricing getting better? Is things moving faster?
No, and I go back to my point about integrating the systems, okay? Because I'm analyzing my data over here, and you're analyzing your data over here, and we're not sharing our data. I have all of my communications with my insureds that I'm working with. You have all of your communications with my insureds that you're working with, speaking as an agent. Everybody talks about customer 360.
Yeah.
In this business, we got customer 180. We're not sharing that information. And furthermore, we're not integrating the systems. I don't need a very advanced algorithm to determine the customer's sentiment if I'm integrated to the agent's system and the agent says too expensive?
We will put automation in and cut the agents out, but you know what? Then they are even further away from the actual customer sentiment, which is what matters.
Okay, so we're going to eliminate the people who know risk and exposures and coverages and how to interpret policies and whether an insurer is easy on paying claims because you have a lot of them, or they're hard on paying claims and that's okay because you don't make a lot of claims, right? All these reasons that somebody picks a product, and we're going to cut out that knowledge base and we're going to go directly to the clueless, okay, who have employed an agent for all these years because they can't understand those damn contracts, right? And we're going to directly connect our IT systems that we've built with our great insight into customers with the clueless, okay? This is a recipe for disaster, but this, and it's more of a mentality than it is, it's not about technology. We could integrate these systems overnight if we decided we wanted to do it. The problem is that people are unwilling to share information, right? The carrier is afraid to get all their product details down there because they're afraid the agent's going to reveal them to some other carrier, right? Or even a customer will reveal them to some other carrier. They don't realize that when they sell the policy, the first thing the customer does when they want to get a quote is they send a copy of their policy with all of the information, wording and everything to their competitor. So the mentality just defeats me. You know, I've used this example so many times before, but insurance carriers, when the internet first became a thing in the late 90s, they jumped on it, and throughout the early 2000s, they began deploying their own websites for quoting, okay, and for other things, but mostly for quoting. And the reason they did that was they had studied it, and they realized when they deployed these websites that if they required the agents to do the data, enter the data into the website, they submitted the business to half as many markets.
Right. Because they're already there.
Right.
So, and listen, I have built a career doing quote bind issues at a carrier and for software companies, and it feels crazier to me, and I don't understand it. Why does anybody accept this?
Hey, so Frank, thank you so much for joining us today. This was fantastic. We're just super excited to be down here, downtown Hartford at Sorella. The pizza's here now, so I think we gotta stop with all this nonsense talk, and I think we gotta just dig into the pizza. But we wanna thank our host at Sorella for having us here. We wanna thank the city of Hartford for having us here. And Frank, mostly, this has been a great talk, and I suspect we're going to do this again. So
I would
if you're up for it, we're gonna do this again.
I'm in.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
All right.